full speed in the lane, still getting it.
Yo, what's going on, guys? This is emhdesigns, and I got another tutorial for you guys today. This is going to be on using light images and textures. As you can see here, we have some grungy textures behind it, and with some red light images to light the text up a little bit. So basically, I'm just going to show you how to do this. It's pretty simple, pretty easy, and can make your background look really well. So let's go ahead and get started into this. I'm going to go ahead and delete these layers. So, alright, so first thing you're going to do is, obviously you want to get to where I am on this background, got your text placed in, your template going, blah blah blah. So, to get some textures, we're going to go ahead and go File, Place, go to where you have your textures. If you don't have any textures, you can go download my 1K pack. It's on my channel, in one of my videos. It's called 1K subs graphics pack, I think, something like that. So, yeah, so now we're going to go to our textures. Here we go. I'm going to place in a few different ones here. These are just kind of a grungy textures. Not really grungy, just kind of a stone look, I guess you could say. I don't really know. It's kind of a different. It's a pretty popular texture, this is. So then what you want to do is, once you have it placed, you want to make sure it's covering, not covering, but all the way around your text. You don't want your text sticking out over the texture. So then you want to rasterize the layer by right clicking and clicking rasterize the layer. Then you want to go to your eraser tool, get a size of about 400 with the hardness to 0%, and now you just want to erase the edges of the texture so that there's no straight edges. And straight edge is the straight part right here, the edge of the texture. Just make sure you don't have none of those showing, because they can look a little bad. So you're gonna erase, and then now you kind of got it down into a square. You can kind of take the corners out just a little bit, like so. And now, if you want to resize it, because maybe you erased too much, you can click Control T. It'll bring up this box. Hold Shift and drag it up a little bit, and then you can just kind of get it centered up, like so. And then you want to change the blending options to overlay, or the blending mode, I should say. And yeah, just like that. So you can't really see much at the moment, but if you add a few more in, I'm gonna add a few more myself here. Add another one that's similar to it to make so it'll be a little bit darker here. So drag it out like so. Erase the edges. Make sure you rasterize first, otherwise it will not let you. Erase, erase, erase. So then you just want to kind of move it and get it centered up. Also erase this backing back here that's being covered by the modules. Just kind of erase the straight edge on it as well. Change it to overlay, and as you can see, that gave us a little bit more of a grungy look. Next thing you want to do, we're going to move on to the light images. I mean, the basics for textures. Place it in, and normally you're going to overlay it. If your background is black, like the actual back part is black, if you overlay it, you're really not going to be able to see it. So I would just suggest lower the opacity right here with this bar. So next thing, go ahead and place in a few light images. If you don't have any light images, you can also download my graphics pack. There's some in there, and any other graphics pack they're normally in. So I'm gonna place in. I'll place in this one. Use the same ones that I showed you, so you know how to make that exact. So basically, you're gonna place it in, rasterize it, and on some of them there'll be like a name in the bottom corners, the top corners, or something, in which that's the person who created it. What you want to do is you're gonna erase that, because you don't want that like just randomly sticking out on your background. So, and then erase it, and you want to change its blending option to screen. And what that does is it gets rid of the black that is behind it. Then you can hit Control T, and you can resize it, down, up, wherever. Doesn't matter. If you hold Shift when you do this and use the corners, it will make it bigger, but keep it in the same like so. I don't know if you mean, instead of being like up like this and all like weird, you can just hold Shift and it'll do it the way you want it. So basically, I'm going to tilt this a little bit, kind of slide it just like that. Now I'm going to hit Control J, and then go to Edit, transform, and flip vertical. And what that does is it's going to flip it evenly the opposite way. And now to keep this like centered basically and symmetrical, I'm going to hit Control T and then use this for my drag lines. Right here I'm going to drag in a drag line. If you don't know how to do this, hit Control R and then click the white lines that come up, drag it just like that, and now I can drag it slowly and it'll stay hooked to the line. You can also use your arrow keys for this if you would like. So when you think you got it about right, you can do that, get rid of your drag lines that you have here. And now what you can do to really get it symmetrical is merge the two layers. You're gonna have to rescreen it, that's easy. And now hit Control T again, and now you can center it up with the center of your text. If you don't know how to find the center of your text, I'll show you right now. Go on your text layer, hit Control T, and then your bar that's gonna come up, like the two middle points right here of it will be here. Just have your drag line on that and match everything you place in up to that drag line, so that way everything's centered. I'm actually gonna take and move the light image towards the modules a little bit like that. And now what we're gonna do is we want to change the color of this because it's orange and our text has got red on it, so we want to make it red. What you want to do is click Adjustments, Hue and Saturation, and then you want to go back and create a clipping mask over your light images, and then you want to colorize, make it to the color you want, and then you can brighten it by the saturation. I'm going to brighten it all the way, make it bright red, and now I'm going to merge my hue and saturation down, and now our light image is red. I'm going to lower the opacity a little bit though because I don't want it completely bright like that. And now let's place in another one and repeat the steps we just did. Gonna place in this, erase the name on it, screen it, and then we want to get it to the position that we want with Control T, like so. Yeah, this is pretty simple, it's pretty basic, and it can make your background look really well. What you're gonna do is same thing, Control J, edit, transform, flip vertical. And I mean, you can just do this whatever, and you don't have to always, you know, Control J and keep it all symmetrical. You can kind of make it random sometimes and it'll look well. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up real quick like so. Merge the layers, screen it again, center it up. I like to do this just because I like to keep everything centered. That's just a personal thing that I do, personal preference. And now we want to change the color again, so I'm going to go to Adjustments, Hue and Saturation, create clipping mask, go back to our adjustments, colorize, red, brightness, we're going to put it not all the way up on this one, but a pretty good bit. And then what we'll do is we'll just lower the opacity. Lower the opacity like so. And as you can see, now we have our textures and our light images, and it actually looks pretty well, especially if you was to gradient map it. Black with red will you do, since it's red. And make sure our gradient map is above everything there, and then overlay it. And as you can see, it just makes it look really good. So that's about it for using textures and light images. If this helped you out in any way, please like the video. It helps me a lot and I appreciate the support. But that's about it for now. If you have any other ideas for tutorials, please leave a comment below. I ask this all the time. I don't really get many suggestions or whatnot on tutorials. If there's not a lot of more tutorials out there, I'll be more than happy to do it. I mean, if there's already a bunch, then I'm not going to go ahead and copy other people's tutorials. I'll just link you to theirs so you can check it out. So yeah, I'll see you guys later.